Hey, this is Maggie Maye, and you are listening to the Facial Recognition Comedy Podcast.
You did it!
Yay!
And I'm Fizit Asani.
I'm Paula Vegan-Allen.
I'm Zara Ali.
And we're here with Maggie, who's this amazing stand-up comedian.
Aw, thanks.
Super fun to work with.
Thank you.
You also do sketch and improv, right?
Yes.
And you act.
Yes.
I know, and I also know for a fact that Maggie twerks.
She does.
What?
I know that
Yes.
she
a
did that.
fact.
She did that at Silver Lake upside down against a wall.
Stop it.
I
What?
did a
stopped
cartwheel
the
into the
party.
wall and then twerked.
Oh, you can twerk
down.
upside
Wait,
down?
how did
It
you
stopped the party.
Did you rehearse this? Did you rehearse the cartwheel into twerking? Is this something that you learned that you had the ability to do?
No,
Was it
actually,
choreographed?
because I can do it up against the wall, and then I was a ways away from the wall, and I was like,
Gotta get to the wall.
I should do a cartwheel.
Yeah.
I should do a cartwheel. So I kind of like,
Yeah, we had
told
no
people
idea
to
what
kinda
the fuck was
move, and,
happening.
Solomon was helping.
Do you stretch?
No, you just hurt the next day.
Oh, wow.
I mean, because you know it's coming.
But
you know
you
it's
have
You try.
you have twerked against the wall, so you've done that before.
Yes.
Okay.
Upside down.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot. You like really believe in your abilities.
I think because
you're-
the combination of abilities.
Yeah.
It's like I can do a kick up handstand to the wall
Okay.
pretty well. I can
Yeah.
do a cartwheel pretty well. And I can, get up on the wall to twerk really well. So if I just combine the three.
yeah.
And these
I
are
should-
skills you learned in college, or
No. Twerking, like that one probably, well.
that was just from your ratchet days of being young.
You had ratchet days?
Younger? I don't know.
I did not have.
Those ratchet days are behind you?
I was great at dancing. Is
Okay.
what I was.
Yeah.
I can do a dance. if I
This
can
woman
see
has
it.
twerked in my house.
Whoa.
I felt
Yeah.
the
She
I felt the
violated. This woman has twerked in my house,
I
in my
felt,
home.
I felt the
She
reverberations of her
twerked her
ass.
way
Yeah.
through my life.
Yeah. I taught some kids how to. I was a counselor at church camp one year, and I taught the kids how to twerk.
They
At
teach
that- it was a
twerking
high
at
school.
church? What church was this?
I did. And they all thought it was funny. They were
Twerk
like,
for
"Go,
Jesus?
Margaret."
Twerk your way to God.
Twerk for Jesus? Is that a thing?
Twerk in the name of God.
In the Lord.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
we're
just
about
good
to drop an
Christian
R.
fun.
Kelly reference
Just good
there.
Christian fun. Oh, shoot.
Oh,
You guys
man.
watch that, by the way?
No.
I haven't watched it yet.
I watched it.
I have
man.
not watched it.
I watched it.
I
It is increasingly horrifying. Every episode is more tragic than the one before. Just sort of going further and further into this and how this dude was he's just out there.
It's a Lifetime. What is it?
It's a lifetime docuseries.
Docuseries, and every episode is an interview with one of R. Kelly's victims.
No, every episode features a different part of the story. So you start early in his life and then you sort of progress. And each episode features interviews with different people in his life, including many of the victims, the parents of the victims, his ex-wife.
Oh yeah, and Andrea Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Andrea? I
don't know.
Yeah. She, and it's so interesting because I remember her because she was on a fucking reality TV show before all this R. Kelly shit came out. And, she didn't talk about any of this.
Yeah, I mean, she probably didn't feel like she could back then.
But that was sort of like just that transition period because I think they had just divorced. It was like Hollywood exes or something. But.
So I wonder, no one on his team in R. Kelly's entourage felt like maybe we should sign NDAs or report him to authorities or any of that. Like there was just this whole people that were just protecting him.
He was so enabled.
Here's the thing. He wasn't protected. Everybody knew about it.
Yeah.
I was in junior high and I knew about I'm from
Yeah.
South Texas. We didn't get the news until way later.
Yeah.
I knew R. Kelly was married to Aaliyah. I knew he was messing around.
Yeah, we all knew that.
Remember the MTV Music Awards one year when Chris Rock was made, he was like, everyone's here, like Brad's over here, Angelina's over here, or like who, Jennifer's over here. And he's like, Olsen twins up front, R. Kelly way in the back. Like, we all
yeah.
knew.
Yeah.
Everybody knew. And it was like a common joke.
I
And
mean,
just no one did anything.
There's literally a video of him urinating in the mouth of a 14-year-old and
So gross.
You know, he's just, and it's a joke.
Yeah.
It's like R. Kelly peeing on people's a joke. It was a joke, then we laughed about it.
But he has been
sense.
shamed a lot more in the last few years, but he just hasn't been jailed ever for it, or no one's
He was acquitted. He was surprised that he was acquitted. And so what happens is when you get acquitted, it's just like, what else can you do to him? He's untouchable, it seems. Or, I mean, now it's coming out. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. It was a Boondocks episode.
It made me nauseous.
About that, just about the whole idea of like, you know, the Black community is just not paying attention to this. One of them was like, I know the guy can sing, but he's doing some stuff. Like, we all know he can sing.
And what was so interesting is they wouldn't play more than like 2 bars of his music because his music's so good. And you don't want to, you'd start jamming to it. And it's like, you don't want to do this. Well, this guy's a monster.
His music's his spite. Like, people have been.
He's brilliant as a musician.
Like, since his documentary came out, people have been buying his music and like streaming it. Like, streams have been spiking.
He's going to be rich forever. Because people are not going to stop playing his music. I mean, his music is in almost everything. It's part of like historical pop culture too.
I have a feeling they're gonna get him on something else, like how OJ went to jail for stealing back his jerseys, and how Cosby went to jail like later for a different woman. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they're gonna get him on some technicality, and then we're all gonna be like, fucking finally,
get Caponed.
Yeah. He has neural syphilis too.
So you're saying he's gonna like get pulled over for speeding, and then they're just gonna give him everything?
Yeah.
Like just everything.
Yeah,
just everything. Speeding is the worst crime in the world. You're going to jail.
They're gonna find like
Parking
a Gatorade bottle full of pee in his car, and they'll be like, "What's this, sir?"
And they're gonna test him for like steroids.
Yeah.
Technically, we could take you to jail for this.
Yeah.
And that's how he's gonna go.
We like when the cops are corrupt, but on our side.
Yeah.
We don't like when they're
This
corrupt
is the
randomly.
one time you should be extremely thorough and overboard with a black man. The one time.
Just Robert Kelly.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So you've had no encounters with R. Kelly's or other weirdos in the business so far? No one's been trying to pee in your face?
No. By the time I got like to Business Industry Central, I was already past the age of him wanting to pee in my face.
You aged out.
Yeah, like
That's
I
good.
started comedy after.
Benefits to aging.
I'm still 27. Shut up.
That's still too old for him. Like,
That's
you are
great.
a grown-ass woman.
Yeah.
That's great.
If you've ever signed a lease or rented a car without penalty, you're too old for
Yeah.
You know what?
True.
He does. There was an older survivor on there, and she was in a very sort of like vulnerable state. So I think it's
vulnerability.
It's vulnerability.
Yeah.
A younger woman's going to be generally more vulnerable, but like.
What did they say about
this woman? She came out of an abusive relationship.
You're 23, but you're fine, and you don't have your life together.
She was like in her 40s.
Come on in. Really?
Oh yeah.
So she
Wow.
was.
He's
less
57
likely
or
to-
She was
something,
married.
right?
Her previous husband abused her, so she was in sort of a state where she didn't have a reference for like a healthy relationship.
That's
I guess,
crazy.
And then he is like a cult leader. He'll like disenfranchise this women, disconnect them from their families, make himself their god.
Yeah.
So they don't have anything but him.
That's like textbook.
Yeah.
Manipulation.
That's a textbook
abuser.
relationship of like how someone will.
And do you think a lot of, and do you think it's just people are not valuing black women, black girls,
Yeah.
girls, girls?
Yeah.
They also go ahead.
There was this, I read somewhere someone had done some sort of a study, and I don't know the particulars of it, but like what they had come to figure out is like people view black children as older.
That's what I was going to say. They did a study with police officers specifically, and they saw black boys as being more powerful. Black people in general as being stronger than they actually were. Like they assigned like superhero like strength to them.
Yeah.
And that's why. And this was with Caucasian police officers across a bunch of different like across the U.S. or whatever. And they didn't even look at like Asian police officers or other people yet. But given that most police officers are Caucasian, that was that's part of the reason. Because they just view black people as like older and stronger.
Right. But then also in the classroom, they viewed black females as older, and the assumption behind that is you're older, you should know better.
Yeah.
They're assigning 12-year-old knowledge skill sets to people who are in reality 6.
Yeah.
You know, and with that viewed as older, they're viewed as more able to sexually consent.
And yeah.
You know, so and it just in that being viewed as older, just everything else that comes with it, with the whole Jezebel thing that people see Black women as, and the fact that people are now not just assigning this archetype to Black women, but assigning also to what they view as Black women, which in reality are Black children.
Yeah.
Right. But
did that make sense?
But that's why the law exists. Like, the law is the law, right? So, like, it's even our government isn't following the law. The police don't follow the law. Like, you cannot, if you're having relations with a minor, you know, that's rape. So, and why, like, so what I find disgusting about all of this, which we all do, is like, these are just children, and people just like kind of just ignored, turned a blind eye.
So
like if these were white kids, white little girls, would it be the same story?
Exactly.
Would it be the same narrative?
It would be since Black children are seen as older, we do not get the same sort of sympathy applied to it.
But that's on us as a society.
Exactly.
How
so messed up.
Weird is it that Black people are viewed as older, but they got skin that makes them look younger? Like, I don't understand.
That's the thing. They're like,
so
she looks 6, but she's probably 91. Like, I know how they do.
It's
Black
like,
doesn't ever crack. She knows better. But
they also assume you're older because you're always going to look young. Like, that's not right either. That's not okay.
They're on Twitter right now. There are a lot of Black women who are coming forward and saying, when I was 14, this happened to me. When I was 12, like when, you know, they're talking, it's like a subset of Me Too, where it's these women talking about being sexualized at a very young age. And so there are a lot of people rallying around that, which is good. But it's still terrible.
I'm glad that people are now like putting a finger on it and saying like, oh, no, this is what's going on. This is what you guys as a society are doing to these people. You know, this is what is happening. Like, we're all subconsciously doing it, but like, I'm glad it's being called out, and I'm glad people are putting a name to it and actually like, you know, pointing out that it does happen and it is a thing.
Yeah.
I'm still hoping they find the Boko Haram girls. I don't know, where are they? No one talks about them.
They found some of them.
They some of them,
not
and
all
then
of
everybody
them.
else is gone. You know,
I mean,
but that's like another thing. Like, it's society or the world in general. Like, there's a certain type of women. Like, you know, I'm just gonna say it, white girls. They get lost, and it's like a worldwide problem.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, but any other, like, sex trafficking is a real thing in like third world countries in different parts of the world.
In the U.S., in Vegas, in the airport bathroom stalls, they're like, if you see a child that you think is in danger of sex trafficking, because it's Vegas, and like anything goes there. They have those signs up. Yeah,
the Super Bowl is like the biggest sex trafficking event because there's so many people, and no one is looking for that at the Super Bowl unless they know what they're looking for.
Oh, God.
Like, that's just like a thing.
It's insane.
I didn't know that.
It's horrible. When I found out, I was like, there's no way. And I looked it up and I was like, there is no way.
Why the Super Bowl, though? Just it's a big intersection.
It's a big crowded area.
Yeah, big crowded area. And people aren't looking for, like, no one's looking for, like,
oh, so kids are getting abducted at the Super Bowl.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, kids could be abducted from elsewhere and brought to the Super Bowl to make money.
Yes. Oh, gotcha. Oh, so there's a whole market at the Super Bowl for this?
There's a market everywhere. There's a market in
creepy.
Yeah. People are saying that R. Kelly might have names of other celebrities that would be involved in like pedophile rings and stuff. And that, and you know, like some celebrities might be scared if anything comes out of this, which is good. I hope
they're scared. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to being a celebrity now, just to take down some of these guys. Yeah. If that's what I do.
Alyssa Milano recently, I think she has something coming out about like saving some children in a similar situation. I'm not sure. It hasn't come out yet, but she's like trying to take down some people like this too. So yeah, you could do it. You could be your own Alyssa Milano.
There's a few like women's advocates and celebrities who are advocating for this cause. But I just want people in general to be more mindful of this. Like, I've been to tons of parties and clubs in the past like 2 years where they're still playing R. Kelly. And I'm like, really, people? Really, DJ?
Yeah.
R. Kelly had a song come out yesterday with Marvin Sapp. Marvin Sapp is this like other music or artist or whatever. I didn't know him before, but on this is how I get all my news. It's from Twitter. He had a song come out yesterday, like or the day before or something like that. They're still making music with him.
I mean, if his music's spiking, it makes sense. But I know a lot of radio stations won't play him. But there are people. I mean, his music is so celebrated. People got married to his music.
Yeah.
People graduated to his music. So it's like people are emotionally attached to this shit.
Somebody else would
Just the
sing
same-
it, and then we could just not have R. Kelly get the money.
Yeah.
I wish there was some way to like us to still enjoy it, but not have R. Kelly get the money.
Yeah, I mean, it's
You know what? I'm okay with burying all of it.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Like,
I don't.
Why?
I don't need to. Put
There are
money in
other
his
artists
pockets.
out there. There are other artists
true.
out there. If we need to take down this quote unquote legend, let's do it.
Yeah, Bump and
Yeah.
Grind's a good song, but like
Yeah.
you can
Now
you know Bump and Grind to something else. You don't
Yeah. That doesn't feel like that song doesn't make me feel good knowing what he was about.
Yeah.
It's like, I do see a
what's
lot
he
wrong
grinding?
bumping and grinding.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I see a lot wrong with that.
But he's also produced a lot of music, so
Yeah.
is he getting royalties from all the songs he's written? He was prolific.
He's getting so
Can you
much
guys?
money.
Can you guys still like? I still listen to Michael Jackson, and I know for a fact he touched those kids.
I don't think he did.
I don't think he touched
I don't
those
think he
kids.
did.
There were people who came out after he died that said he did. Like the
I thought people came
choreographer.
out that said he didn't.
That's what I thought
there was
too.
a
Yeah.
choreographer who Wayne, what's his face? He choreographed for like Justin Timberlake, NSYNC, Britney Spears, all those people. He before Michael Jackson died, he said he was always at Neverland or whatever, and then he said he wasn't touched by him, and then after Michael Jackson died, he was like, yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
I didn't
what
hear that. I just heard.
Me either.
I heard
Yeah.
the opposite, but
I
I
heard
mean,
the
I'll look
one-
into it. But
that one dude that was like, oh yeah, we for sure.
But I'm still gonna listen to Michael Jackson. Like I don't know. Like I love Michael Jackson. I feel like there's comfort that a lot of these songs like bring people, and I wish they didn't benefit financially, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what
I
the
mean,
solution
as
is.
far as it comes down to R. Kelly, like I don't need to listen to his
I
music.
honestly didn't
I
really
don't-
listen to
yeah.
him before either.
I mean, Luther
I did.
Vandross never touched any kids,
Yeah.
and he.
that we know of.
Yeah, we know.
I don't
well,
know. At
He's
this
been
point,
dead for a long
He
time. They would have
wanted
been
to
said
dance with
something.
his father, not his
Yeah.
children.
Yeah.
The only thing that came out after Luther Vandross died was Luther Vandross.
Hey,
Prince, when he died, everybody afterwards was like he was more philanthropic than you thought, and I was like, thank God.
Yes.
They were like, he was a good person and didn't want credit for any of it.
Yeah, and they're like, actually,
Van Jones.
he didn't fuck as much as you thought.
Yeah.
wow.
He actually turned all of us down.
So
We were
isn't-
lying about having sex with him while he was alive.
Isn't that a scary thing though? Like you can't control what comes out after you're gone, right?
I hate that
So like
so
you
much.
better be good while you're around
Yeah.
because like the truth comes out anyway.
It doesn't matter at that
yeah.
point.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah.
No, but it's like, do you want your family to be shamed and stuff?
I don't think those
are worried
people
about
have that conscience. Like R. Kelly's not like he does not have a conscience for his family or anybody. He does not have empathy.
I'm thinking about secret haters, though.
Yeah.
You know, like if someone hated you that much when you died, they'd be like, guess what?
Yeah.
You didn't know she had a couple offshore accounts and was like really the one funding
Oh, just
ISIS.
making
that
stuff
Hotel
up.
Rwanda shit. She did
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
She-
making stuff
she
about
did
you.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
she
mean-
was doing all of that. Did she?
I mean, if someone's gonna go after the legacy of someone who's dead, it's like they've really got an agenda. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, that's
a lot of effort
long
for someone
con. That's someone
dead
doing a
and
lot
gone.
of crunches and shit to make sure that they die last.
Well, I don't. So, did you girls ever do this? I don't know. So, I grew up like in a very strict environment. So even now, sometimes we're like when I go out to like travel internationally or whatever, like I'll call up my best friend. Like, okay, if anything happens, my dildo is in my bottom
Oh
drawer.
yeah. I have a
And
list.
Hide my liquor, hide the
give a
weed,
fuck.
hide everything, because it's like eventually your parents are gonna like go in there, And it's
I don't
like,
give a
well,
fuck. My parents,
still- I don't know.
I think
You're
that
more open with your family.
I am
That's
more
good.
open
That's
with my
good.
family, and I
That's
have
good.
my, I have a drawer. My roommates know about my drawer for other reasons, but they like I don't care if I feel like my parents will have enough other good shit to like, I got enough degrees for you. What else do you want? Just
it's nice
forgive my dildo. I don't care.
It's nice that they can overlook that. I feel like my parents would see the dildo and nothing else would matter.
Exactly.
Everything would focus on the purple dildo that's a woman bought me.
Mine is purple
It is.
too.
It's probably the rabbit.
It's
the rat. We have the same dildo.
Oh my God.
It's a very. I don't even use it. I prefer a vibrating cock ring, but and a finger. That's just preference.
We keep talking about this, and you're like, I don't want to go into details. My vibrating cock ring. Anyways, moving on.
I think women should know.
Vibrating cock
deserve
ring.
it.
That is an option, ladies.
And you don't even need a guy. You don't even need a cock.
You don't need anything.
Just the vibe. Just the finger in the ring.
Oh, there are new male robots coming out.
I saw that.
Heard about it.
And they can hug you, and they can squeeze you, and they can kill you.
What?
No,
Stop it.
They can hug you and squeeze you.
I'm looking forward to the female robots that can kill men. I feel like that'll even it out.
But they said on the male robots that they had, how did they describe like a never-ending bionic
penis, thrusting penis or something like that.
What?
Bionic thrusting penis.
But
there you go. Yeah.
Is it
I remembered
lifelike?
those words.
Is it lifelike though? Like, does it feel like one?
If you look at his face.
Fleshy?
That face, it doesn't look like a human face. It looks like a doll.
It does look like American Psycho.
It's got the skin of an actual man's penis that they shaved off and glued
Just
on.
every ex that wronged me.
They just they dried it and lubed it. It's preserved very
Wow. So is it just like always hard, or can you like just press a button?
I think it's
like, how does that work?
that'd be so weird. You're like, okay, get hard, baby. Burp. Just like
because then you get to feel like you turned it on.
Yeah, you did,
and
literally.
That's part of the joy of the act, I feel. No?
I wonder,
it's more like
I
a validation for
like
me.
you have to do foreplay for it.
Selfless.
Oh.
So selfless.
I did. Oh my God, I did that.
You did that, girl.
Do you say that in bed? Do you go, oh my God, I did that?
It's like, wow, I did it again. Yes, still got it.
And then you leave the room and he's like, what the fuck?
That's happened before.
Oh man. Well,
we were talking about the male robots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So how does their boner like happen?
And why do you know so much about this, Maggie? Were you?
Maggie and I just saw the same article.
Oh, okay.
This was a big article that came out.
It was like the front page of Yahoo News that day.
Okay.
You know how big Yahoo News is?
Yeah, you read Yahoo News?
Yeah,
Is that a thing?
my email
That
is
is a thing.
Yahoo.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm one of like 7 people on Yahoo.
Yeah.
still.
What happened? You just didn't want to join the
Stay
Gmail
there.
train?
I have like 2 or 3 Gmail accounts, but it's Yahoo that I keep going back to.
Yahoo's your number one.
I don't know why.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's all right.
I don't know why.
I don't know why. I was
It's
like,
still
this
there.
This doesn't
Speaking
make a
of
lot
exes.
of sense.
You like it?
I guess so. It's familiar.
Yeah.
It's there for a reason.
It's got all the shit I had in there. You know, I don't have to like. I don't want to have to switch over. Like the idea of switching everything over is just a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. I do want to talk about. They do want to talk about some of your impressive stuff that you've done. You did Conan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that? What's he like in person?
So nice.
Yeah.
So nice. Super tall, of course, but he looks super tall. But very nice. So nice. It was-
So what was the process like preparing for it? And did you have to like whittle down your set to make it okay for a Conan appearance?
Yeah. I think they had seen like an 8-minute set that, you know, eventually got whittled down to like a 5. And then like, to about, it was like about a 5, which it should have probably been like 450. But, you know,
Yeah, you got to pause because they actually like pause for applause and laughter and all of that. Like from what I hear, it's like it's a really fun thing to do because they like work with you to make you have the best set you
super
possibly
fun.
can.
Yeah, like it's.
Did you run the light?
Oh, they didn't light me.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't even worry about it. Like, he's like, we'll cut it if we need to.
Were they very specific about the jokes they wanted you to use and in which order? So they wanted to know like your set ahead of time?
Yeah, they totally like wanted to know my set ahead of time and like worked with me and like
So you submit it and the booker comes back to you and was like, yeah, Conan really wants you on. We really want you on. And then, but did they red mark your set? Like, what's the process like?
well, I had been at a festival that the booker was at, and he had been like,
That's so dope.
Yeah, so
they chose you.
Yay.
They liked you. That's awesome.
Amazing.
That's so awesome. And you also did like Last Call. You've been on. I want to know. You wrote for the New Yorker.
yeah.
What did you write for the New Yorker?
This satirical article titled "How to Make Friends as an Adult."
I think I read that.
Yeah,
Because I was struggling with that for a while. I still am.
It's strange. Like I just like in starting to write it, I was like, how do you even make friends? So I made up a bunch of like ridiculous things to do, but then like at the end of it, I was like, this has helped nothing. No one is any wiser on how to become a friend as an adult.
You moved to LA how long ago?
About 2 years ago.
Okay. So then was it hard for you when you moved here to make friends in LA, or did you like immediately find
I still
people?
don't have any friends.
Oh, you still
It's very hard.
Damn, you just twerking in my house.
It means nothing
That's
to you.
why I don't have friends.
Pissing in my bathroom. And
That's why I don't have any friends. I just show up
Dude.
at people's houses twerking them, and they're like, you know what? We can do without this.
I mean, it was
We
a
don't need this in
highlight
our life.
of the hour.
It is
you.
very hard
I
out
appreciate
here.
it.
I agree with you.
Maybe the night.
I've been having this revelation. I've never twerked in Fizz's house before, but
Have you never twerked in my?
She's been
It's
there
a
like
good
twice.
time. It's a good time.
yeah, it's
She's got
fun.
an Alexa.
She does.
Google
She's a
Home.
I mean,
Home.
Google Home. Google
yeah.
Home. Put on any music you want to hear.
Just not
you
R.
want to
Kelly.
hear Back That Ass? Not R. Kelly. You
R.
can listen
Kelly.
to Back That Ass Up if you want to. Google Phone will pick Google Home.
Google Home.
Do you know what's so
Which is
funny?
attached to which is an app on your phone too.
My dad got one. We have an Alexa and a Google Home in my apartment, but my dad got one, and we were trying to set it up, and he's like, my contacts aren't synced. And then I was like, call me, my name, and it like didn't get it the first time. The second time it got it, and then it couldn't call my brother, and I'm like, oh, it just doesn't know Indian names. Your contacts are synced. Just most of them are fucking Indian people that you call, and it has no idea what the fuck you're saying.
And it is intelligent. You know, it does sort of build on information. So like once
Yeah.
it does sort of get a name, hopefully it'll get it in the future. But
Yeah.
that's a lot of
But
work.
my dad's
Yeah.
never gonna call my brother through Google. I tried like 12 times.
Oh my God.
And I tried like the American way because my brother's name is Cubulare, so I was like Cabulare. Like it just
Didn't know.
it didn't work at all.
Have you guys done that South Park episode trick yet, where you have your Google Home and your Alexa and like all the talking devices like try to talk to each other?
Not
That's
yet.
funny.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, it was a fun episode. But I don't have the devices, so I want to try it somewhere.
We have 2 or 3.
Do you remember back when they had developed some sort of an AI, and the AI developed a secret language?
yeah, and they had to shut down the computer.
they unplugged everything. After that, they were talking normal. They were like, "Oh well,
They got secrets.
Let's take this conversation offline," and they start talking. Shoot.
It's so funny to see those chatbots on like Twitter and stuff where they like come up with they like try to do stand-up comedy or write a script or whatever, and you're like, I know someone who's written a worse script than this.
Yeah. This is not bad comparatively.
You're like, Hollywood.
But I mean, that's another reason why like people kind of conspiracy theorists and stuff say like, oh, the robots are going to take over. But it's like, we can barely keep our iPhones charged. What's going to keep these robots like on charge for long periods of time? You know?
They have their work cut out.
Yeah.
For them.
Yeah, like, what?
Our batteries suck.
I know. I mean, when are they coming up with these like batteries that last more than 5 hours? Like, I don't know. What damage can you possibly
Yes. The robots are taking
know?
over from midnight to 6 a.m. and then they're gonna need to get charged.
I went to Carnegie Mellon for my master's, and their robotics department is crazy. So there are just robots all over campus, and there's one you can play like Scrabble with, and it shit talks you hard like when you lose. And then there was another one where it was very cute, and it had like cardboard like outside it or whatever, and it kept asking you to unplug it, and then as soon as you did, it would be like, please plug me back in. It was like a social experiment, and they had a camera on you the whole time.
Wow.
They're just like robots wandering campus.
I think this is what our lives have turned into. We're now building friends for our future, for ourselves, because
How to
we're
make
no
friends.
longer
That makes sense.
How to make friends as an adult.
how to make friends as an adult
Lovers.
in the future.
How to
Lovers.
literally make a friend
Yeah.
as an adult.
Yeah, like mechanically make a friend, and it's
or
like
charge one.
But it's like, why? We don't want to be friends with people anymore. We're just creating machines to be friends with us. Like, it's that bad.
Creating machines to fuck.
Yeah, and fuck. You know, like, it's funny. And here's the thing.
There's a blurred line between my friend and my fuck buddy.
I don't know. I mean, that's it. Humans, too. But,
Friendship.
you know.
Yeah. There are millennials are buying houses now more for their dogs than for their babies.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That.
So that's like we're like animals is another way of us not having real human friends.
Well, yeah, they're saying that
deep sigh from Maggie.
There's been like an aging of the American population because millennials are not having children because they're too fucking expensive, and all of us still have loans, you know. So it's like, do we go to college or have kids? I don't know, but either one is probably gonna leave you in a lot of debt, you know.
I'm still a little bit. Do they think they're gonna leave their house to their boxer?
Yeah,
to their robot, to their Google Home.
I'm leaving.
To Alexa. Alexa can have my house.
Alexa and Google Home are fighting over it. They're like, why was I cut out of the will?
That's going to be a day when like Judge Judy has to arbitrate.
She's Googling Alexa. She's still going to be alive for sure. She's still going to be going.
Yes. Judge Judy is the only human in all of Earth. That's crazy.
I leave all my stuff to my brother. I'm like, you take the future with you. You're gonna have kids probably. Yeah. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, is it maybe it's just like middle America that's like having kids? Maybe, I don't know, because people in the cities, I don't see that happening as much.
Do you know what's actually interesting is a lot of people say there's this misconception that the way to reduce your carbon footprint during your lifetime is to not have kids. But actually, it depends on where you live, because people who live in urban cities have like I think it's like 22,000. I don't know what the units are compared to like 90,000 in like farms. So like you could live in a city and have 4 kids and not cause as big of a carbon footprint as as a one person living on a farm. So like,
wow.
Yeah. So it's this like interesting thing where like farmers and stuff do have a lot of kids, but actually like urban people who live in like the like urban lifestyle.
Because we have less space?
Because we have less space. We don't have like these big lawns and stuff. Like we don't, you know, like we're all stuck into apartments, and like a lot of people take public transit and stuff like that. So
we don't use fuel as much. Is what you're saying.
People think we do, but it's compared like person to person. It's actually like it's better to live in a city for the environment. Anyways, my roommate's a genius. I just like spreading his facts.
I feel like the city living has also made me kind of despise humans, you know?
Yeah. So then you have fewer kids.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, I don't really want to like populate anymore. There's just enough, like more than enough population right now where I'm living. But I do feel this way about LA. You said you've been here for 2 years. And I've been here for 4, but I still feel like LA is just a city of friends who are just avoiding each other.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that? That sounds oddly specific.
Yeah, like just friends of, you know, like you introduced me to a friend of yours, and they're like, "Hey, let's hang out." And I'm like, "Yeah, sometime next year," you know.
Oh, like people just sort of like rescheduling stuff for like 2 years.
Yeah, and it's like it's very hard to like actually forge relationships with people because everybody's like, "Is this person going to be worth my while?" Probably not. All right.
Oh yeah,
because when they first move here, and when they first move here, they're like, "Hey, this is my friend. Like meet them or whatever." They're new to the city, and then you're like, "I got my friends. I barely have time for them."
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm relating to you because I feel like I've been here 4 years and I do have friends, but you know, I still miss my friends back home and stuff. So it's always like, it's hard for me to.
I got very lucky in that a bunch of people from Austin moved over around the same time. So like,
there are a lot of people.
Yeah. Like,
you had a wave of.
Like a year,
Austin
within
comics,
a year, there were like 15 of us.
Let's shout them out. Let's shout a couple.
Yeah,
okay, let's
Austin
see.
besties.
Austin.
I'm going to time you.
Okay, give me a timer.
Okay, ready? Hold on. Okay, go.
Okay, Daniel Rugweb, Carrie Lendo, Ella Gale, MK Paulson, Jamie Hunt, Kelsey Novak, Allie Dixon, Natalie Holmes, I'm blanking.
You're at 8 and 20 seconds.
Let's see.
The pressure.
Oh man, Oh,
That is a lot of pressure.
I'm trying to see the ones that moved like within the same year. Danny Palumbo moved here. Who else? God.
All right, this is taking up 40 seconds, so I think
she has to now. Look at her.
I can do one more. Sam Harder moved here.
Okay,
Yeah.
10 and 45. That's
10.
pretty good. I know a bunch of those people, and they're all amazing.
Look up all those comedians. They're all really funny people.
They're super great.
But those are like, and I was trying to like think about like, okay, well, which ones moved within this year and who moved like after that? So I was like, that I'm more amazing than that little timer.
You guys, Maggie Maye's amazing.
I could have remembered more. I'm just saying I could have remembered more with less restrictions that I put on myself, but that's okay. 'Cause I still love myself.
And also, do all these 10 comedians, can they also cartwheel into a twerk?
None of them can.
That's just you. You're the only
That's how
one
she-
from Austin.
That's how she moved
dare
here.
Say I am
She
the
moved here with
only
cartwheels.
comic who can do this. If you can, show me up.
the only comic
I dare
or
you.
the only comic from
I haven't
Austin?
done it in a while.
Definitely the
Because
only
you're making
comic
me
from Austin.
because you're making me want to flip upside down next time you come by.
Show me up.
Show
me up.
I
Next
You're gonna have me pull a muscle in
Show
my
me up. Show me up. Break your arm.
I did that. I did that for Jamaican Dance Hall at CMU. So
Did you?
Yeah.
Wait, you cartwheeled into
I
a
didn't
twerk?
cartwheel, but I went upside down into like a headstand thing, and then I twerked, and then I dropped into a split.
All
but
right.
that's different, and it's been a minute.
Go ahead
I
and
had to
cartwheel.
stretch.
And then we can.
It's a cartwheel.
I can cartwheel. I have the parts. I can cartwheel.
Cartwheel into a twerk against the wall. I want to see that. So Maggie Maye is challenging anyone
I'm
who can
challenging
do it.
anybody who's ever done jokes.
You know what? Do it. Do it. Post a video on your Instagram.
Tag me in it.
Tag
Maggie Maye twerk challenge.
Maggie
Maggie
Twerk
Maye
Challenge.
Cartwheel twerk challenge.
Yeah.
Have you used? So you used to dance, right?
Yeah.
What kinds of dance?
Like, ballet, cheerleading,
Nice.
Dance
Just
team, that
all the
kinda,
I
yeah.
did all that stuff too. Did you ever do Heidi's show? Her dancing show?
Heidi Heaslett.
Heidi Heaslett, Justin Marino. Wouldn't that be?
No.
That's such a
I
fun
think-
show.
What is that?
they're
I
only-
never heard about it.
They now are on E.
Well, so
They're getting
it's
to be
called
on
now the TV show. It's now called the Funny Dance Show, and it's going to be aired on E. And I think they just did a whole season. But before that, for a good year, they did a monthly show called what is it?
Stand Up to the Streets.
Stand Up to the Streets every month upstairs in the belly room at the Comedy Store, and it would be like pairs of two competing against each other.
So Justine had a team of two, and Heidi had a team of two, and it was like a dance movie where they're like, we got to save the community center. We're going to dance against you. But then they would do stand up, and it was all these comedians dancing. So like a lot of them don't know how to dance, so they just like made it hella funny, and there were like props and everything. It was
hilarious.
so
It
good.
was hilarious.
And then they got picked up by E, and I went and saw one of their tapings, and it was super fun.
Oh, nice.
One of their tapings. But I would think like for the folks that can dance, you're like a shoo-in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of people there are a few of them that like got up and like it was the technical ability was crazy. And on that small stage in the belly room.
There isn't much
Yeah.
dancing
Yeah.
or movement you can do on that stage. You
yeah.
know? So if you can, I mean, that's impressive.
And you got your own signature move now?
yeah.
I do. That's I have a second signature move that I'm going to need to figure out how to, because right now it's just a trick, but if I put it into a dance combination, I'd hurt a lot of people's feelings.
Oh,
I'm
snap.
trying to work it
love
into
it.
something, but we'll see.
All right.
man.
Well, you're going to have to
a great
post us. If you ever post up a video on this, like tag us so we can
I will.
share it with
I
our
will.
fans
I
because
will.
Yeah, they want to see the follow up.
they're all
Yes.
curious.
And
for
issue
sure.
another
Another challenge.
right.
Oh man, what is your? I kind of want to talk about your family because I remember we were talking about you have a big family, right? You have a
Yeah.
bunch of siblings. How
Yeah.
many siblings do you have?
There are 5 of us.
And you're towards the end, right? You're
No, I'm the second.
You're this. Oh, my bad. And where is your family from? You're like you have family
Nigeria.
Okay, cool. You said that all your siblings were like stereotype Nigerian like careers and stuff, right?
Yeah. Your parents are like, they're cool with the comedy thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, yeah.
Okay,
they're-
now,
I
okay,
mean,
yeah.
They see you on Conan, they're like, okay.
well, they were like afraid. They were like, well, you're a very smart girl. You could get a job doing some smart stuff and
Yeah.
make smart people money, or you can go and do this where you can be the funniest person in the world and they don't have to hire. No one has to hire.
You don't
anyone.
necessarily make smart people money doing. You could be the most talented comic in the world and not be making
and not be anywhere.
Yeah.
Like it just it's a subjective thing, and it just is not a guarantee.
Do you feel like more pressure fell into your siblings to go to do more traditional careers after you became a stand-up?
No, because I became a stand-up after I had. Like, I got into pharmacy school, and then I decided I wasn't going to go. And then I was still in Austin, and I just started acting. And then, like, at the time I decided I wasn't going to go to pharmacy school, I got hired to work for the governor. So, like, they weren't too concerned. They were like, okay, well, she's doing something. But then I was acting on the side. And I didn't, like, I guess I didn't really... like just be like, this is all I'm doing, and I'm just like temping here and there. That didn't come until like later, and I guess around that time my parents were like,
get your master's.
You should like, as long as you don't know what you're doing and you're not doing it, you should just go and, do this. And, and that was the big appeal of like even trying to work towards doing any of that was like, well, if you don't know what you're doing, what are you doing? And that was like before I started stand-up.
So they more so wanted you to find a path, right? Or like to figure out what you were going to do?
Well, it was clear that I didn't know what I was going to, I was in school. I wanted to do, acting and entertainment and all of that. And my parents were like, well, then what do you want to do? What's your next step? Okay, well, if you don't have a next step, a good idea would be to probably go to pharmacy school. You're smart. You can do that. Get yourself a nice plan B. While you don't know what you're doing. I mean,
which you can also get at a pharmacy, plan B.
So what was the thought process before not going to pharmacy school?
I had moved to Austin to go to pharmacy school because I heard that if you went to UT that you had kind of a better chance of getting into the pharmacy school there. So, I had already graduated from college, and then I transferred in from another college to UT to take like some of my prerequisites, and then I got in at Texas Tech.
My dad went there for his PhD.
Oh, okay.
I was born in Lubbock.
Okay. I was going to go to the Health Science Center in Amarillo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I was just like, leave
Austin to go to Amarillo.
Right. And at that time I was like taking acting classes, and I had been like, I'd done, little stuff here and there. And actually, when I decided not to go, then I started doing like little things that I was like, okay, this is a sign of sure faith that like this is maybe a good idea to keep continuing.
So you started stand-up after acting.
Yes.
So what got you into stand-up specifically?
It was something I always wanted to do. Like, I went from acting to improv to stand-up, and like, I'd always wrote sets, but then I was a perfectionist, and I was like, this isn't perfect. This isn't great. Like, I can't take this to an open mic with all of the actual real comedians at an open. I can't do that. Like, this is not perfect. This is not ready. They'll laugh me off the stage, but not in a good way. And so I would just like scrap them. And then like one day I wrote one. I was like, it's not ready. And then just like a voice in my head. Like, there are a handful of times that a voice in my head has said something, and it was like, I knew to listen, and I knew that it was saying like something, just something about it I knew was correct. And it was like, if you don't do this now, you're never going to do it. And I got terrified and called an open mic that night. And like, was like, oh, wow. No, I did not need to worry about being so perfect.
So your first time was pretty good?
Yeah. Then the second time was not.
That's how it goes.
That's how it is.
And then you just keep chasing
you just keep
that.
Not doing,
yeah.
So your first time performing at an open mic was your first time attending an open mic also?
Yeah. I think I might have been to a show. No, I think I might have been to, I think I'd gone to an open mic before, but there were like a lot of really good people on it.
Oh yeah.
And like there were some bad people, and I was just like, ugh.
I'm not gonna be one of those people.
I could do this.
Yeah.
Like this guy's probably fired after tonight. Like, they'll never let him back on stage after this.
Oh man, that'd be so terrible. Terrible and
funny if
amazing.
someone just kind of like
They're like, that's what I
Excuse me
always
here.
feel like. I'm like, nobody's fired me from comedy yet. That's crazy.
I think life fires people from
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so how did you go from open mic, your first open mic, and then this is like a crazy resume. Like you opened for Hannibal Buress, Gladys Knight, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah,
Like,
I want to know about Earth, Wind, and Fire and Gladys Knight. What the fuck?
Oh
That's
my God.
amazing.
Oh my gosh.
I
that
want to
was
open for Stevie
such-
Wonder.
Yeah, like what? How does that even happen?
So there is a comic in town, Matt Bearden. I don't know how he was like. He was tasked with having to like find an opener and like
For Gladys Knight.
and Earth, Wind, and Fire. And was
Oh,
like,
wow.
okay, so like Thursday you'll do Earth, Wind, and Fire. Friday you'll do Gladys Knight.
He's like, who was born in September?
Oh shit.
And it was so amazing. It was like in ACL Live in Austin, which was like, I think there were like 4,000 people there or something.
Oh, fuck,
crazy.
really?
And it was like, it was so fun. Like the Earth, Wind, and Fire crowd, they were excited to see Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like they were super excited to see them. Me too. And so they were like enjoying the show, but there was like, you could feel kind of an undercurrent of like,
Okay. When are they coming on?
Wait,
Did you get to stay on stage because there were like 20 people in Earth, Wind, and Fire?
I wish. We
Just hand
were
you a tambourine.
off stage as they were like performing,
so great,
and during
though.
one of their like songs, during someone's like guitar solo or something. Not a guitar solo, couldn't, because it was God, I always get his name wrong. It's White. Last name is White.
I'll look it up.
Anyway, the one that plays guitar and has like super long hair and like never wears a shirt, still has a great chest and is probably 2,000 years
Maurice?
old.
Maurice White?
No, it starts with an L.
Oh, okay.
Lid.
He has, Maurice White doesn't have long hair.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But like he came off stage and like I had brought some friends with me, and he came off stage and shook all of our hands and then went back on stage and like started playing again. It was so great. But then the next night was Gladys Knight, and their crowd was like way more. They were ready to
Verdine.
sit. Verdine, there we go.
Yeah.
Verdine White. See, I said an
Bassist.
L
V
What's wrong?
with a V.
See, and I was like, I'm saying guitar, and I bet he's a bassist. And okay, there, I've exposed myself for not knowing too much, but like the Earth, Wind, and Fire crowd, like everyone is on their feet the entire time, and no one sat down, like except for the front row. They had been wheeled in wheelchairs,
Yeah.
the front row, and they sat through the songs, and they stood up at the end to clap at the end of the song, and then were helped, lowered back into their wheelchair by their handlers. They were the only people sitting down.
Yeah,
And-
That's awesome.
But like the Gladys Knight crowd, they were like, "Oh, we're settling in. We're here to sit. We are here. We're gonna hear a nice evening of." And so they were having a blast. They were having a ball. Then I was in my dressing room at the end of the night, and like the band was walking by. Saw them like Gladys. They were like helping her through and taking her shoes off and like helping her by. And I was like, "Oh my God, Gladys!" And she like waved and smiled. And so then the band's going into their dressing room by mine. They were like, "You were so funny," and this and that. And then Bubba, one of the Pips, came over to my dressing room and was like, "That was so funny. And I've always wanted to do comedy." And
Oh
just
my
touring with the
God.
I was like, "Look here, you just grab a notebook and you write all your ideas." And I was like, just telling him how to like start writing
You're
jokes.
telling Bubba how to start comedy?
Yes.
That is awesome.
And he's like, "I would love to come back and open for you." And then I was like, "Are you kidding? I will come back. Round up the rest of the Pips. I'll open for you."
Has he cashed that check? Does he have a
has
set
not.
yet?
He doesn't have a set yet. I haven't.
You gonna
I should check
Yeah,
in with
follow
him.
him.
I should check in with him and be like, "Hey,
You need an opener.
you still
So this was in Austin. So as a comic, I have a question for you. You think it helped you starting off in Austin and having these experiences before coming to LA? Because I feel like in LA, like it's so easy to get lost in a sea of competition. Like I wouldn't be reached out to, to open for Gladys or really anyone, Verdas or any of the guys coming into town. But if it was a smaller town like Austin.
Oh, definitely.
Right?
There is a definite
It's not oversaturated.
It's not oversaturated, but Austin has a lot of attention. And Austin is really known for like churning out good comedians.
And good entertainment. Like all around, right. Austin's a great town for entertainment.
Yeah, and people are looking at it and it's like it's not LA big. We have like we have maybe 200 comedians, and that's like we had like maybe 270 some sign up for our contest, and our contest is like that's when everyone out of the woodworks, when all the comedians who are like working in town and anybody else who wants to just try comedy, like that's like the big event of the year, like 273. Like I've been around, like, at that 50 Worst Jokes, there were like 273 comics there that
just
night.
Watching,
just watching. And like, that's not even all that, there are just how many thousands of comics.
You think there are like 2,000, 3,000?
So many comics here. And like, some of them are like legit famous, working on television. Like, that's, that's how they make their hefty living is through comedy. Like, there's not a Lori Kilmartin or a Sarah Silverman that lives in Austin. Well, Martha Kelly, but like there's not like, a ton of like the famous comedians that you've seen like everywhere on television just residing in Austin.
You think everyone moves to LA or New York?
A lot of people do. Yeah.
I mean, in entertainment, it's easier.
Yeah.
Unless you're just like that famous and successful and you can just come out whenever you want.
I feel like if you're like there comes a time where you're like, oh, I probably should be like closer to like the rest of the stuff, like and closer to like everything. But like, man, I mean, I loved my time in Austin. Like, it was a smart city, and they didn't let you get away with stupid shit. And they did like they rewarded you for being smart, and they rewarded you for like the audiences were legitimately wanting you to be smart and wanting you to be funny, and like they were good.
I love that. Yeah. I want to go do comedy in Austin so badly.
You should.
We went to Houston, and we're hoping to go to like Austin and Dallas.
You should go to Austin.
Well.
Yeah. Austin is I think Austin has like a bigger scene than Houston.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
How long did you do stand up in Austin before moving here?
I want to say like 8 years.
Oh, wow. You were like, I got this. And then you moved to LA. You're like, I know who I am.
Yeah. That's amazing. What was it like working with Hannibal?
He's great. Hannibal's amazing. I like Hannibal a lot. He's always been really, really nice, always really, really funny, always hella decent. Like he always would like, let's see. I worked with him in Austin and then also in like San Antonio and stuff. And so like he always would make sure that like I got a nice place booked, for me and everything like that.
He made sure you were taken care of.
Right. And always made like he would find out how much they were paying me and like he would make them double it and take it out of his. Like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, he was
hell yeah, Hannibal.
Never once inappropriate to me. Never once, never anything bad.
I like how we have to say that now.
Yeah, you have
never
to say
did shit to me.
Yeah, I'm just giving my experience.
But also for our fans and our listeners, a lot of the times when we like open and when we feature or open for someone, they comedy clubs don't really have a budget for like all the acts on the show. So like oftentimes the headliner, in this case Hannibal Buress, would get like the comedy condo or they would get the nice hotel room, and then it's up to the feature and the opener to figure out where they're crashing for the night and stuff. Like it's like it's not a glamorous road to becoming a headliner.
And like when I was in San Antonio, like I could have driven home to Austin, the night over, but it's, it's like an hour and a half or something like that.
Yeah, and
but
also like after a Hannibal Buress show, you want to like stay there, meet the fans, hang out and stuff,
right? And just, it's, you close late at night, so who wants to drive an hour and a half? I mean, you do if you have to, but who wants to have to like then, after you're tired and you've had a long night, then get on the road and like drive an hour and a half from Austin to San Antonio? There's nothing in the middle of that, it's just hella decent to be able to be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll go ahead and just sleep.
Yeah, that's nice.
So he made sure that you were taken care of.
Yes.
With accommodations.
Always made sure I was taken care of.
That's awesome.
How many times have you opened for him?
Oh, I don't know.
A lot.
It's so many times.
I'll give you 40 seconds to recap.
like a handful of times, maybe. Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, so between acting and stand-up, do you have a first love, second love preference on what you prefer doing more?
I like performing and I like amusing people. That's my favorite. I like that the point of stand-up is to amuse people. And that's what I want to do, is amuse people. The point of acting is not always to be amusing. I do like performing and acting like endeavors and like scenes and like projects and stuff where I get to be amusing or like make somebody feel something. But yeah, probably because the point of stand-up is to be amusing, and that's like the point of my life.
Right.
Do you watch like dramatic movies and stuff, or do you like watch more comedic stuff?
Probably more comedic stuff. I'm not a huge movie person. I'm trying to get better.
See, I'm not either, and I feel like I get shamed in this town all the time.
Yeah,
people watch stuff immediately, and they're like, "What do you think about it?"
That, and also it's like,
I don't know. I like getting invested in my characters. Like, I don't want to get invested in a character and then never see them again. Like, if I'm gonna put some time into this relationship, like I need to see you for like 2 seasons at least.
I will binge watch anything. Like, I'll watch a series. I would watch a series over a movie any day.
Yeah,
any day.
Yeah, same. I mean, I don't watch movies as much anymore, but I saw Bird Box.
I saw that.
The huge Sandra Bullock thing that Netflix
Did you guys watch it?
I watched Bird Box.
We can't talk about it. All right, go watch it. That's your homework.
I haven't watched it, but I've seen a lot of memes.
Yeah,
so I feel like
I more so watched it so I could like figure out what the memes were about, because I felt like I was missing out on a piece of pop culture.
I felt like that too, but also
I was peer pressured by the internet.
But also Trevante Rhodes.
Yeah, he's hot.
He's very hot.
But then like, okay, so you got Sandra Bullock clearly, as when you're like playing the protagonist, you could, have anyone you want as your male lead.
28 and 54. That's the future I want to see.
Sure. Yes.
In Hollywood.
I'm for it. I like that. Like
I don't know what the rest of the movie was about.
No, but the table.
She saw that part and was like, yes.
I was like, get it, Sandra.
You guys notice the tables are like quickly turning. Well, not quickly, but now that's like Hollywood's understand, like, oh, women, they watch movies. Let's make more movies with them. So it's like all the superhero movies are coming back, but it's with like, Wonder Woman.
Brie Larson.
I love how they're discovering demographics.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, women.
It's like
Asians?
Sandra Bullock.
Do Asians exist?
Oh my God, there's 1 billion of them?
Does the highest paid minority in the U.S. have money to spend on movies?
Like,
whoa.
I guess there's no, like precedent on paper, but it's like it doesn't take a genius, does it really?
It really doesn't. That's
It's
like
crazy.
my whole thing is looking at like how many people have money and looking at them. So it's like, oh yeah, shoot. Who has an industry of entertainment that's larger and more profitable than ours? I wonder if they would purchase a ticket to a movie if we
We'll let
them in
Priyanka
mind.
in, and that's about it.
Oh, wait, this is a whole continent of people that can also understand English? What?
Yes,
Oh my God.
yes.
What?
They'd probably be down for another dance movie.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
English is actually one of the official languages, right?
Of India,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
A country of 1 billion people, and if you count the entire subcontinent, it's like close to 2 billion people. And it's like, you just ignored us this whole time. You didn't think that maybe we'd want to see people that may look like us,
part,
you know?
part,
Maybe a little bit.
Part of the reason Bollywood was successful is because it kept stealing plot lines from American movies and remaking them in the funniest ways.
Yeah.
Yo, there's an Indian version
format.
There's an Indian musical versions of Signs that you gotta see. It's ridiculous.
It's great.
Speaking of, I think this is a good transition point.
Yeah.
So at the end of our podcast, we like to ask a couple questions about our culture.
Okay.
Who is your favorite South Asian celebrity?
I'll give you 40 seconds.
You guys.
Oh,
you can't. We're not.
Famous, though.
You're not allowed to.
Not
pick
yet.
us.
From the Facial Recognition Comedy Podcast.
Aw, you're so sweet.
Do you have another? Do you have a runner up?
Let's see.
Did you watch Bollywood movies?
No, but I was in
You're
a
aware of it.
remake.
You were in a remake of a Bollywood
Yes.
movie?
You achieved my dream.
A Hollywood
It was
remake
a
of a
student
Bollywood.
remake.
Oh.
We're all like, oh, man.
That's still great.
Ishkomina, Mischievous Love.
Ishkamina. Yeah.
I know I pronounced it.
That means
perfectly.
love is a bitch. That's what that means.
And my black ass was the only black person in the whole movie, and so I was
Who'd you
proud of
play?
myself. Chorus, not the main person.
That's
one
so
of
big.
one of the ones in the back.
They'll put that's still big though. They'll put white women in as the chorus and the backup dancers, but I haven't seen many black women in it. So you're breaking barriers.
I have a DVD of the dance music video that they made for it.
Oh, that's
And,
awesome.
I still have that.
So did
at
you have
my
to
house.
learn all this Bollywood choreography?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. It was not. I still can do. Ish Kamina, ish.
Hey,
Oh, there we go.
Ish Kamina, ish.
Yo, she's getting it right
She
now.
knows.
You can't see it, but she's
But
doing
can you
it.
do that upside down?
Probably.
Can you cartwheel into it is my question.
Yeah, actually. We'll do it when we turn this off. So I don't break any
we're gonna move
equipment.
some tables over.
The director was like, "Can you please stop cartwheeling into every choreography?"
Just me cartwheeling into the craft services table.
Yeah. Maggie's here again.
Maggie loves snacks.
Oh man.
Should we do the dumb question?
Question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So we ask our guests if they have any quote unquote. Oh yeah.
South Asian celebrity.
You're still thinking
Yeah.
about it.
Oh, I thought it was us.
I know.
I mean,
gonna settle
you
on
know,
that
a real celebrity.
We're usually
She was just buying time so she
Yeah,
could
yeah,
think. That's all. It's a comedian trick.
It is. It's a tie
ooh
A tie between.
between. Oh no, she's a celebrity too.
Just name them all.
Name them all.
Name everybody.
There's space for everyone.
India's South Asia, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably Aparna Nancherla. She's
Yay.
so funny.
She
on
did
our
her last
December show, yeah.
So great. Hari Kondabalu.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he's so funny and smart, and Hassan Minaj.
Hey.
Yeah.
Because he's really funny, and I fell in love with his Prom King.
Yeah.
Homecoming King.
Homecoming
Sorry.
King.
It was one of the most
I wanted to
poignant
say Prom
specials.
King, but
It's-
I fell in love with
It's
it. I
so-
heard it on NPR. It was
It's
just
so
like,
amazing, for children of immigrants, I think.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
every.
Yeah.
I was
Childhood.
triggered the entire
Hey.
time.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was just
I'm a kid
resonated.
of immigrants. I'm first generation.
Yeah,
so I was just
exactly.
like, oh my, it
It's a first
brought up a
generation
lot,
struggle.
you know?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's great.
I'm just mad that Hassan has better eyelashes than I do. It's just
got
really
gray hair.
frustrating.
There's not many people who do, and it's funny that
really
it's a man.
frustrating. It's really frustrating. But fine, Hassan, you can have the spotlight.
You guys are gonna have
bet
like
his-
an
his
eyelash
baby now.
war, like just can you
Huh?
fight
bet
someone
his
with
baby has
eyelashes?
good
Like with your
eyelashes.
can you guys
You
just
could,
blink,
but that's
blink
just too
really
close.
hard in front
It's
of each
just
other
too
and just
close to
wants
come
whip
to.
each other with the lashes?
It's not too close if you
Aw,
want to
just
make
look
out
Look
with
how
him.
long she can't even wear
I
sunglasses.
know, I'm kidding.
He's married.
woman.
He's married. He's got a baby girl.
I know. I hope she
Maggie, you put your glasses
Yeah,
on to
your
look at Zara's
lashes are good.
eyelashes.
Are
good
your
lashes.
lenses getting dirty? Because mine get dirty as soon
Yeah.
as I put them on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that lash residue.
Should
Yeah.
we should we move on?
Yeah, she has beautiful lashes. They're just dirty.
Time for the safe space for dumb questions about South Asian culture. So,
Okay.
if you have any questions about South Asians, anything.
Was there anything like a kid in your elementary school did that you were like, is that a South Asian thing or is that a regular that person thing?
But maybe also because you're a Nigerian, are there any like weird questions that you got growing up, or any weird like dumb questions that you've had to address?
I mean, like I lived with the officers of an Indian sorority for like a year.
What? There's an Indian sorority?
There's
There's a couple, yeah.
Did they run stuff really
so
like?
And we would have meetings at our
tight ship?
house. No, we were like the parties. So I say we. Like I wasn't in it, but like
You were honorary.
You were jumping into Bollywood movies. You were jumping into this.
Them. Like when they
Yeah.
had like events and stuff, I'd be like, "Can I come on, Maggie? Let's go." Yeah, I would come to like their like
You're honorary Indian sorority
evenings.
girl.
Yeah. I was like, I live here. I'm in it.
I was in a Bollywood remake. I'm in it.
I was. Did y'all not see? We put this music video of Ish Kamina back on. Who's Indian and who's not? I'm in this.
I was like, is English an official language of India? Maggie's like, yes.
Yeah.
You can. Everyone else is.
We gotta
She's
ask
more
her
Indian
questions.
than half of us. Yeah.
Do they watch Bollywood movies in Nigeria?
I think
Nollywood.
Nollywood,
Oh, you have
that's
your
the
own?
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Nollywood's a huge industry. Apparently, we make a ton of movies. We don't really care about continuity that much. But
Neither do we.
We're out here, doing it. It's like, how are you making a movie and someone's got 9 wigs and you just decided to cut all that together? Whatever. But yeah, like we do that too. I don't know. I've lived around Indians a ton, so like.
All right.
I've seen some stellar Nigerian music videos. Nigerian rap music videos are the best thing that play. I've been to this hookah lounge in Queens like a handful of times, and every time I go there, it's like 1 a.m. and it's just like a marathon of Nigerian rap music videos, and it is amazing.
Funniest stuff.
It's hilarious, but it's amazing.
There was a dude in Austin who had a rap single called Wetin Man Go Do, which is like,
Can you give us a little
what's
snippet?
a man gonna, what are you gonna do to me? So it's like, Wetin Man Go Do. Wetin Man Go Do it. And then he was like, once upon a time.
That sounds like a video game song.
Time upon a once.
It was.
And then like after that, after once upon a time upon a once.
Wait, that was the song after?
Once upon a time. A time upon a once. I was like, what's going on? And then someone jumped in. Wetin Man Go Do, which is like just Nigerian uncle. Just yell, Wetin Man Go Do. I was like, this rap is off the chain. I was trying to buy a t-shirt for a minute.
That's amazing.
Can we find this on Spotify?
You probably can.
Yeah, you don't need R. Kelly. You got What a Man Gonna Do.
Wetin Man Go Do slaps harder than I Believe I Can Fly. I'll go ahead and say that much right now. You want to be inspired? Wetin Man Go Do? What's a man gonna do to you? You can fly, probably. Once upon a time. Time upon a what? Shoot.
Oh
I feel so hype. I'm ready.
Oh my God. Let's do some cartwheels now. Okay.
I will
think we're
legit
gonna-
try it after this.
We're gonna wrap up. Where
Popping
can
on a headstand.
where can we find you? And do you have any things coming up that we can promote?
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Maggie Maye Haha, and May is spelled M-A-Y-E. I'm gonna be at Sketchfest on the 17th.
We're gonna be there on the 19th.
All time.
We're gonna party. We're gonna twerk at those parties.
When are y'all getting there?
I'm getting there the 18th.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting there the 18th.
Whatever the
think-
Friday is?
That's
Maybe
the 18th.
Thursday.
I think
Yeah.
I'm flying out the 18th.
You're only in for a night?
I think so.
Boo.
Oh,
Ooh.
man.
Yeah.
We're gonna send you our twerking videos.
We'll see you in LA.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, shoot, it's not that. It's
Never
not that
see her
hard to change a
again.
flight. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
Okay,
But,
that's awesome. What show are you
that's
doing at
coming up.
Sketchfest?
It's a triple header with, gosh, and I was gonna write down the names of the other two. I think.
So this is San Francisco Sketchfest,
Yes.
January 17th.
January 17th.
Yes.
Cool.
And it's I want to say Joyelle. Hold
Okay.
on. Well, I'll
Go Go to Maggie Maye,
Can we edit this later? I'll send you a soundbite of me saying the name, so it sounds like I'm way more professional than I am now.
Or you can
go to digging in your big ass bag for that phone. I was like, we're gonna run out of.
Yeah, I started zipping it open, and like 19 pieces of paper popped out, and I was like, my phone is not gonna be found.
But also, they can probably find you on the Sketchfest website. Right?
That's an easier idea. San Francisco Sketchfest spends probably thousands of dollars making their website.
They do a good job.
Badass. They do a great
You're going to
job.
be on the stand-up spotlight at 8 p.m. Thursday, January 17th with Joelle Nicole Johnson, Charla Lauriston, and Maggie Maye.
There we go.
Oh,
There we go.
Alexandria Love is going to be there too. That's awesome.
That's a great lineup.
That's
a dope-ass lineup.
Wow, that's going to be a fun show.
It. I'm excited about it.
Cool. You can find us, Facial Recognition Comedy. Our website is facialrecognitioncomedy.com. And we're Facial Recognition Comedy on Instagram and Facebook. We're Facial Rec Comedy on Twitter. We're also going to be at Sketchfest January 19th, Cafe de Nord, 8:30 p.m.?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Sorry, 8 p.m.
The 8 p.m. like normal people time.
Yeah, don't do this Stacy people shit.
Yes.
Don't show up at 8:30.
Doors open at like 7:30.
Tell yourself 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
We know how we are.
Yeah.
And then we also have our Zara's show here in Santa Monica, Westside Comedy Theater, January 13th at 9 p.m. next week.
And every second Sunday of the month. But this one's the Zara show.
And it's my birthday weekend, so come and bring me presents.
They're not the same Zara.
know.
There's about 4 Zaras in comedy. So
Really?
yeah,
So
we're
many
doing a
Zaras.
special show with just the Zara. Well, featuring
Yay.
the Zaras. Yeah,
Yes.
we're not the same Zara instead of we're not the same person.
Yeah.
And then also...
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And then we'll just
And
be
then us.
there. We need stage time.
Oh, man. Speaking of stage time, for any comics listening, it's my birthday month. Please give me stage time. Thank you.
That's all she wants.
That's all I want.
That's all she
I just want
wants.
stage time.
an
And you
easy
can
gift.
find me on all the socials as Really Zara, at Really Zara. Zara is spelled Zahra.
I'm Paula Viganalin, PALLAVIGUNALAN. That's my website, my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter.
I'm Fizadasani, FIZAADOSANI, and that's my Twitter, Instagram, website, justedit.com.
Thank you for coming, Maggie.
Thank you for having me. This is hella
Can you bring us out with the song again? The rap song?
Wetty man gonna
yeah.
come.
Oh yeah, wetty mango do. Wetty mango do. Wetty mango do. Wetty mango do. Once upon a time. A time upon it once. Wetty